The Indiana Pacers were on fire. They had been playing some of their best basketball of the season, and their confidence was palpable. They were dismantling the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Every play seemed to go their way, and the Cavaliers were struggling to keep up. The score was 129-109, a commanding lead that put the Pacers on the verge of a series victory. The fans were ecstatic, sensing an imminent triumph. Excitement crackled in the air. The energy in the stadium was electric, with every fan on the edge of their seat, anticipating the final buzzer. But beneath the surface, tensions simmered. The players knew that despite their lead, the game was far from over. They had to stay focused and not let their guard down. The Pacers were up 3-0 in the series. They were on the brink of sweeping the Cavaliers, a feat that would send a strong message to the rest of the league. They were one game away from advancing. The players were determined, their eyes set on the prize. They could almost taste victory. The Cavaliers, on the other hand, were on the brink of elimination. Desperation clawed at them. They knew they had to give it their all to stay alive in the series. Every possession, every loose ball was a battle. The pressure was immense. Both teams were fighting tooth and nail, leaving everything on the court. And as the clock ticked down, it was only a matter of time before that pressure erupted. The tension was palpable, and everyone knew that something had to give. The stage was set for an unforgettable moment. Bennedict Mathurin, the Pacers' fiery young guard, stood near the sideline. He was waiting to inbound the ball. The game seemed all but decided, but something inside Mathurin snapped. In a moment of inexplicable frustration, he lashed out. His fist connected with DeAndre Hunter's midsection. The Cavaliers' forward crumpled to the floor in pain. The arena went silent. Shockwaves rippled through the crowd. What had just happened? The question hung heavy in the air. Mathurin had crossed a line, and everyone knew it. Hunter, reeling from the unexpected blow, scrambled to his feet. Adrenaline surged through him. He shoved Mathurin, sending the Pacers guard crashing to the court. The situation spiraled further out of control. Myles Turner, the Pacers' imposing center, saw his teammate fall. He reacted instinctively. Turner charged towards Hunter, shoving the Cavaliers forward with both hands. Tempers flared. Players from both teams rushed in, forming a mass of pushing and shoving bodies. The referees struggled to regain control. The game, once a showcase of skill and athleticism, had devolved into chaos. The referees huddled together, their faces grim. They knew they had a volatile situation on their hands. The replay of the incident played on the Jumbotron, showcasing Mathurin's punch, Hunter's shove, and Turner's intervention. After several tense minutes, the officials emerged from their huddle. Their decision was swift and decisive. Hunter and Turner were each assessed technical fouls for their roles in the altercation, but the most severe punishment was reserved for Mathurin. He was assessed a flagrant foul too, resulting in an immediate ejection from the game. Section 5. Unnecessary and excessive. Goebel's explanation. Crew Chief John Goebel addressed the media after the game, his expression serious. He didn't mince words. After reviewing the play, we determined that Mathurin's contact with Hunter was unnecessary and excessive, Goebel stated, his voice firm. While we understand that emotions run high in playoff games, we cannot condone this type of behavior. We have a responsibility to protect the safety of all players, and actions like Mathurin's have no place in our game. Section 6. Carlisle reacts. A coach's perspective on discipline. Rick Carlisle, the Pacers' veteran coach, sat down for his post-game press conference. His face was etched with disappointment. Bennedict made a mistake tonight, Carlisle admitted, his voice heavy. He let his emotions get the better of him, and there's no excuse for that. He's a young player, and he's still learning. But he understands the severity of his actions, and he'll accept the consequences. This is a learning experience for him, and I'm confident he'll grow from it. Section 7. Atkinson's retort. Reliving the ghost of Game 1. Kenny Atkinson, the Cavaliers' coach, was still fuming about the incident. The tension was palpable as he addressed the media, his frustration evident in every word. The incident had left a mark not just on the game, but on the team's morale. Atkinson's voice carried the weight of a coach who had seen his players put their heart and soul into the game, only to be met with what he perceived as reckless and dangerous play. He couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than just a heat-of-the-moment lapse in judgment. It felt like a pattern, a recurring issue that needed to be addressed. The coach's mind raced back to previous games, analyzing every play, every move, trying to find a solution to protect his players. The weight of responsibility was heavy on his shoulders, knowing that the safety and well-being of his team rested in his hands. He referenced a previous incident in Game 1, where Mathurin's block on Hunter resulted in a thumb sprain that sidelined the Cavaliers forward for Game 2. This wasn't just a minor injury, it had a significant impact on the team's performance and strategy. The loss of a key player in such a crucial game was a blow that the team struggled to recover from. Atkinson's frustration was not just about the injury, but about the ripple effect it had on the entire team. "This isn't the first time Mathurin has been involved in a questionable play with one of our guys," Atkinson pointed out, his voice laced with frustration. The coach's words were a call to action, a plea for accountability and fairness in the game. He emphasized the need for stricter regulations and better enforcement to prevent such incidents from happening in the future. The safety of the players was paramount, and Atkinson was determined to make his voice heard. "We can't have players getting hurt because of reckless actions." The coach's statement was a stark reminder of the physical toll the game can take on the players. Injuries were a part of the sport, but preventable injuries caused by reckless behavior were unacceptable. Atkinson's concern was not just for his own team, but for the integrity of the game itself. He called for a collective effort to ensure that the sport remained competitive, yet safe for everyone involved. "We need to protect our guys out there." Atkinson's final words were a rallying cry for his team and a message to the league. The coach's passion and dedication to his players were evident, and he vowed to do everything in his power to safeguard their well-being. The incident had reignited a fire within him, a determination to fight for his team and ensure that they could play the game they loved without fear of unnecessary harm. The road ahead was challenging, but Atkinson was ready to lead his team through it, with a renewed sense of purpose and resolve. Section 8. The Crucible of the Playoffs. Intensity ignites. The altercation between Mathurin and Hunter served as a stark reminder of the intense, often brutal nature of playoff basketball. The stakes are higher, the competition is fiercer, and emotions run hotter than during the regular season. Every possession is a battleground, a struggle for every inch of the court. Players push themselves to their physical and mental limits, fueled by the desire to win at all costs. This intensity is what makes the playoffs so captivating, but it can also lead to moments of frustration and aggression, as we witnessed in Game 4. Section 9. Moving forward. A call for composure. As the series shifts back to Indiana, both teams will need to find a way to channel their intensity while maintaining their composure. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the pressure is palpable. Every dribble, every pass, and every shot will be scrutinized. The players have been through grueling practices, and the coaches have meticulously planned their strategies. Now, it's all about execution. The atmosphere in the arena will be electric, with fans from both sides roaring in support of their teams. The players will need to block out the noise and focus on their game. The Pacers will be looking to close out the series and avoid giving the Cavaliers any hope of a comeback. They have shown resilience and determination throughout the season, and now they stand on the brink of advancing. The key for them will be to stay calm under pressure and stick to their game plan. Their fans will be their sixth man, providing the energy and support needed to push them over the line. The players will need to feed off this energy while keeping their emotions in check. The Cavaliers, on the other hand, will be fighting for their playoff lives, desperate to extend the series and keep their championship dreams alive. They have faced adversity before and have always found a way to bounce back. This time will be no different. The team will need to dig deep and find that extra gear. Their star players will need to step up and lead by example, showing the younger players what it takes to win in the playoffs. The Cavaliers fans will be hoping for a miracle, and the players will be determined to deliver. But amidst the drama and the physicality, one thing is clear. The focus must remain on the game itself. The referees will have their hands full, ensuring that the game is played fairly and within the rules. The players will need to respect the officials and avoid unnecessary confrontations. The intensity of the game will test their mental and physical limits, but they must remember that it's their skill and teamwork that will ultimately decide the outcome. every possession will be crucial, and every mistake could be costly. Because in the end, it's the team that can harness its emotions and execute its game plan that will ultimately prevail. The journey to this point has been long and arduous, filled with highs and lows. But now, it all comes down to this moment. The players will need to trust in their preparation and in each other. They will need to stay composed no matter what challenges they face. And when the final buzzer sounds, it will be the team that kept its cool and played with heart that will emerge victorious. This is the essence of playoff basketball, a true test of character and composure.